Greetings, scientists! In this video, we will demonstrate how to use the Clarity OTX Pro kit with a positive pressure manifold, along with mentions of tips and tricks to ensure success. Let's begin. The Clarity OTX Pro workflow consists of 3 main steps. First, sample pre-treatment. Second, sample loading and washing. And third, sample elution. You can find a table with recommended loading, washing and eluting volumes for your various biological samples in the user guide. But now, let's check in depth these 3 steps. The sample pre-treatment step begins with the addition of the lysis-loading buffer to the sample. To do so, add the lysis-loading buffer and your sample to an Eppendorf tube in a 3:1 volume ratio. After mixing, incubate the sample at room temperature for 5 minutes before loading it onto the extraction plate. Quick tip: for best practices, vortex all buffers for 5 to 10 seconds prior to use. Moreover, it is essential to keep the lysis-loading buffer at 4 degrees Celsius by using a cold box or similar device while in use. Clarity OTX Pro provides 2 main options to ensure optimum extraction. Option A, digesting plasma, serum or tissue with lysis-loading buffer. Or for more complex extractions, Option B, digesting plasma, serum, tissue with Clarity Proteinase K. Refer to the user guide for detailed steps. While waiting for the 5-minute incubation at room temperature, we can prepare the well plate for the loading of the sample by conditioning with methanol. Start by placing the extraction plate on top of a waste reservoir. Then, condition the desired number of wells with methanol. Now place the stacked plates onto the manifold and start the nitrogen flow to push the methanol through each well and into the waste reservoir to condition each well. Make sure there are no solvent residues in the conditioned wells. After conditioning each well with methanol, add the equilibration buffer to the conditioned wells. Start the nitrogen flow to push the equilibration buffer through each well and into the waste reservoir. We are now ready to load the samples. Pipette the samples into the now equilibrated wells. When using a 2 mg microelution plate like in this video, make sure to load the sample near the top frit of each well to ensure accurate recovery. After all your samples are loaded, start the nitrogen flow to push the treated sample into the sorbent bed of each well. It is best to use low flow when loading samples onto the sorbent bed of each well to ensure high recovery. The extraction process starts with the washing of the loaded sorbents by adding equilibration buffer. Start the nitrogen flow to push the equilibration buffer through each well and into the waste reservoir. Next, wash the loaded sorbents now with wash buffer. Again, start the nitrogen flow to push the wash buffer through each well and into the waste reservoir. To ensure that no residual solvent remains in the wells after washing with the wash buffer, use a low nitrogen flow at the beginning and switch to a high nitrogen flow for 5–10 seconds. We are now ready to elute our target oligonucleotides. Remove the waste reservoir and replace it with a collection plate. Add the elution buffer to the washed wells and start the nitrogen flow to collect the eluted oligonucleotides. The elution volume can be divided in half, and this elution step can be performed twice to increase recovery. Lastly, inspect to ensure there is no residual solvent remaining in the wells. The eluted sample can be directly injected into your LCMS instrument, but if dilution is required, LCMS grade water or mobile phase A can be used. The dilution can be performed in a second separate collection plate as shown here. Finally, we can insert the collection plate into the LCMS system and proceed with the analysis. To check the written procedure, we recommend looking at the Clarity OTX Pro user guide that can be found on the Phenomenex website. Thank you all for watching.